and not only did I win the event, and then I locked up my spot on the team for the U.S. And then I got a perfect 100 score, which was insane.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So that was like the real comeback story from the injury.
Yes.
You know, just to come back and to win that thing, and people were talking about it. The last run, I had to do it, and I did it. And for me at that moment, that was like that gratifying sort of moment where I realized the rest is just kind of bonus at that point for my internal sort of
because you made the full comeback at that point.
For sure.
And so it sounds like you're the must guy. Like when it's the must, that's when you deliver, right?
Yeah.
Because not everybody saw it. We saw it. We were cheering you on. And we had I wrote it down. I think it was 23 million people tuned in to watch you. It's the most in history for that sport for you. But tell people, you had the Japanese man who took the lead, right?
Yeah.
Just give them the context because not everybody saw it, if you would.
Yeah, so I'm standing there. I put in this amazing first run, and I'm thinking, like, I went so big on the first hit, and it's all about the amplitude, how high out you go. The judges love it, and I went bigger than I think I've ever gone before. And I get to the bottom, and I, threw my helmet. I just, wanted to get the stuff off my face, And I threw my helmet, and as I'm watching it sail, I'm like, that's my only helmet. It's like flying. I look at the camera guy, but I need that back. And, and I'm so excited because I think I just won. Yeah. Honestly, every single time I've been to the Olympics, I'd won with the first run. And then I got what's called a victory lap. Everybody goes, you're standing at the top, and no one beats your score. So everybody was doing all right runs. And I'm thinking this might just be enough because that's the one that got me 100 at the last competition.
Yes.
So I think I might have just won this thing. I'm not going to celebrate too soon. You never know. And so I get my helmet back. I actually borrowed a pair of goggles from someone in the crowd because mine was all snowy. It's ridiculous sounding.
That's pretty awesome.
Didn't practice the run. I had my goggles.
That person's got a great story.
Yeah, totally. He was like, me? Yes, for America. Here.
For America.
Take these. Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I get to the top, and the second run's going through, and Ayumu, the Japanese snowboarder, puts down this amazing, incredible run. Bumps my score by a point or two, and I'm thinking, God, okay, I really would have loved to have coasted in with my medal, and
be a story compared to the real one, right?
I totally, and I was on the fence of what run to do, and so I'm standing there and I'm thinking all right, well, it's very clear what I have to do, and I'd never done that combination before, so I'm a little timid inside, and I'm just thinking, okay, cool.
And you're realizing this is probably the last run of your career? Was that your mindset? Was this going to be your last Olympics, or?
This isn't. I don't think. I mean, that's
awesome.
That's kind of happened after. Honestly,
yeah.
Afterward, I was feeling. I get to that, but it really just found that love.
But when
even
you were
more.
going in, you weren't thinking this is necessarily your last run per se. Then
no. Well,
that's how they framed it on television.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sure.
They go, this is it. His last run of his entire career, and he's the guy who's been number one. He's number two.
Yeah. So I don't know. I remember the second run obviously just didn't go to plan. I had the nerves, and then that third run, I'm like, okay. And normally I have a system of dropping in. I wait for the third guy in front of me to go, then the second, and then it's my turn. And I made a statement in qualifying. I don't know if you saw qualifying was a full battle just to win that spot, because if you win qualifying, you get to drop in last and you get the last say. And I had dreamt every night of being in this position.
That's awesome.
Every single moment, I'm like, I just got to get there. I got to win the qualifying, and you're going to put me in the start gate, and this is what's going to happen. And so I had to make that all kind of come to reality. And so I'm standing there and I'm thinking this is my moment. And everybody was kind of asking me, they're like, I saw your eyes through your goggles and what was happening. And I swear it was I don't know if you guys seen, I describe things in movies because I just love movies, but seen Bagger Vance?
Yes.
It's that perfect shot. I'm just sitting there. I could see it. I could see the whole run.
Wow.
I looked at the flag at the side of the pipe that marks if it's windy or not. The thing's not moving at all. I'm like, there's no wind. The snow stopped. Maybe a little sunshine. I recognized the song that was playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was this hip hop song. His name's Post Malone. He's this, I think his song was Rockstar, but JJ and those guys had been pumping it in the car all the time.
That's great.
So I was like, I know this song. And I was like, I'm gonna win this thing. This is my moment. I should take this screen grab in my mind that Tony Hawk, take the moment to savor it. And
you did.
And I did. And I honestly at that point kind of went on an autopilot. I just dropped in,
took over.
And I gave it that oomph in the beginning. And JJ and them know me. They just gave me a simple everyday high five.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you're your own worst enemy. If you let the nerves get to you and all those things, I'm like, it's the same two walls,
Yeah.
same thing I've been doing since I was a kid. And that's how you got to approach it. It's sort of this like complete focus with a slight bit of not caring. And I dropped in, and I remember that the first hit, really, like I said, it's connected. The first hit sets the tone for the whole run. So I just started with this huge hit, went big, and I knew if I landed that solid, that was the best chance I was going to have of completing the combination 14 to 14. And then once the second 14 hit, I'm like, okay, now you get that second wind of like the fire's building. I'm like, okay, I just got to finish it. And so I get through the 540, the double McTwist 1260, which was like a big deal at the Vancouver Olympics. I created this.
You were the first one to do it.
Exactly, yeah. And so I'm like, this is my trick. I'm gonna land this one, of course. And then it was that last hit, and the last hit is the last hit. Like it's the worst, because you can cheat by thinking one wall ahead, but on the last hit's the last hit. So I go up and I'm just like, please, and I remember making a mental map of the run before where I had come up, and you see these blue lines on the half pipe, and I remember the blue line being like really in my face, so I gave it a little extra on this run, and I was expecting to see that little blue line, and I was a good like 5-6 feet above it, and so I like casually landed, and I was like, that was just such a great way to start it with this huge hammer and to finish perfect. It was just great.
I've watched you for years. I'm a big fan. I've never seen you cry before.
Oh,
you
man.
bawled at the end of that thing. What did it mean to you?
God, it just meant the world to me. Honestly, it's like the moment since Sochi happened, I was just like, why? Why couldn't you have just like dug deep and then like sailed into the sunset? You know what I mean? Like, is this the thing on your record that's going to be like, well, he's been to the Olympics 4 times. He's won twice.
Yeah.
And I knew I could win. I was all these things going on. The injury.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom had called me. She's like, you're done. Please stop. Like it's over, like you've made a great living off the sport. You've got gold medals. People, respect and love you. What's the deal? And I'm like, I just know I can do it. I know I can do it. I know what I want and how to get it. And so right when they hit me with the score and I'd won, I just like lost it, and the whole family's there. And I think it's so heavy when the family's there because they know they know the inner workings of everything.
They know everything. You've been this whole journey.
Yeah, the whole time, like the first day one after Sochi at the couch, just like miserable, you know what I mean? Like those moments and the ups and downs and like missing their birthdays and things to go to the gym or to be here, like every single thing, like what you eat, how you sleep, everything feeds into this moment, which is crazy. This one moment in time, which is like a couple hours.
Yeah, but you executed.
Yeah, for sure. So I just